Hello everyone, I am going to talk about dreams and the unconscious. The other one is archetypal literary criticism. Both topics are the main part of psychoanalytic criticism. First, let me discussing about dreams and the unconscious. What is unconscious? In Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory of personality, the unconscious mind is defined as a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that outside of conscious awareness. Within this understanding, most of the content of the unconscious are considered unexpectable or unpleasant, such as feeling of pain, anxiety, or conflict. Freud believed that unconscious continues to influence behavior even though people are unaware of these underlying influences. How it works? When conceptualizing the unconscious mind, it can be helpful to compare mind to an iceberg. Everything above the water represents conscious awareness, while everything below the water represents the unconscious. Consider how an iceberg would look if you could see it in entirety. Only a small part of the iceberg is actually visible above the water. What you cannot see from the surface is announced among the ice that make up the bulk of the iceberg. Submerged deeply below the water, the thing that represent our conscious awareness are simply the tip of the iceberg. The rest of the information that is outside of conscious awareness lies below the surface. While this information might not be accessible consciously, it still exerts an influence over current behavior. Impact of the unconscious. Unconscious thoughts, beliefs, and feeling can potentially cause a number of problems including anger, relationship problems, compulsive behavior, difficult social interaction, distress. Freud believed that many of our feelings, desires, and emotions are repressed or held out of awareness because they are simply too theatric. Freud believed that sometimes the hidden desires and wishes make themselves known, though dreams are slip off the tongue. Freud also believed that all of our basic instinct and urges were also contained in the unconscious mind. The life and death instinct, for example, we were found in the unconscious. The life instincts, sometimes known as the sexual instinct, are those that are related survival. The death and instinct include such a thing as thoughts of aggression, trauma, and danger. Such urges are kept out of consciousness because our conscious mind often view them as unexpected or irritational. In order to keep them urges out of awareness, Freud suggests that people utilize a number of different defense mechanisms to prevent them from rising to awareness. History of the unconscious. The idea that there are forces outside of conscious awareness has existed the thousands of years. The term unconscious was first coined by the philosopher Friedrich Schelling in the late 18th century and was later translated to English by poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Within the field of psychology, the notion of unconscious influence was touched on by thinkers including William James and William Wundt. But it was Freud who popularized the idea and made it a central component of his psychoanalytic approach to psychology. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung also believed that a unconscious played an important role in shaping personality. However, he believed that there was a personal unconscious that consisted of individuals' suppressed or forgotten memories and urges, as well as what he referred to as a collective unconscious. The collective unconscious was said to contain inherited ancestral memories, common to all of humankind. While many of Freud's ideas have since fallen out of favor, modern psychologists continues to explore the influence of unconscious mental process, including related to such an unconscious bias, implicit memory, implicit attitudes, priming, and non-conscious learning. Archetypal literary criticism. Let me discussing about archetypal literary criticism. Archetypal literary criticism is type of critical theory that interprets text by focusing on requiring myths and archetypal from the Greek arc beginning and typos imprint. In the narrative, symbols, images, and character type in literary works as an acknowledged form of literary criticism. It dates back to 1934 when classical scholar Maud Bodkin published archetypal patterns in poetry. Archetypal literary criticism origins are rooted in two other academic disciplines, social anthropology and psychoanalysis. Each contributed to literary criticism in separated ways, within the latter being a sub branches of critical theory. Mm. In the 2010s, archetypal literary criticism is longer widely practiced. There have not been any major recent development in field with the possible exception of biblical literary criticism, but it still has a place in the traditions of literary studies. Thank you.